welcome back. Another day, another vlog. It's unusual, isn't it? When not normally here, I'm normally out going for a bit of a hike and doing stuff. But it's yeah, I had a nice sleep, something different. Very different. I hit the hay, started watching a movie, an old Johnny Depp movie, and I think at about 11:30, I think I crashed, which is just super early for me. Had a bit of a play around. Didn't really. I got the first video set up in Premiere Pro and had a bit of a play with that, and sort of just, I guess, lost interest and just said, nah, stuff it. I'm going to go to sleep. I'll get up early and do some stuff. So I'm up early. I've got the stuff for the show, and then I've got to go. It's 1 o'clock. So I've got a couple of hours yet before I've got to go to work anyway. So I'll start doing some work on the new video, and I'll go from there. So yeah, I even went for a run for the first time, I think, in probably a year. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. One thing on the run, before the run, I went to the only good thing about the Apple Watches. Okay, let's start the story off. Apple Watch, got the first series, fantastic. It was good fun, something different. Not waterproof, so useless. Got to take it off every time you go and have a shower. It's just a pain. If it rains, you couldn't use it. So see, and then you get Siri coming in. So then I went, got a Series 3, Jack smashed that, and I had to wait like a year before I could afford to replace it. And got it, and it's been working fine until the new update. New update was an absolute freaking nightmare. You have to remove everything out of your phone, out of your watch. So you can't have any photos on there, any music, any nothing. Take it all off. It was the only way you could fit this new update on. Took me like a day and a half. I ended up having to ring Apple, and it had some photos left over hidden in there that I had to delete off to get it out so I could actually do the update. Got it updated. Finally, beautiful. Forming problems over. Okay, well, I've done all that. I don't use anything on there anyway because it's too small a screen. Unless it's synced to the phone anyway, and I don't take my phone when I go for a run. It's pretty much useless anyway. So I like to just have a few songs on there. I'm not talking like 50,000 songs. We're talking maybe 1-2 albums at least, so I can run around the track and have some nice music while I'm running. And yeah, there's no room for music. I can't even put one song in there. Piss poor. Very unhappy. First time, I think, in a long time I've been unhappy. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to have to do some research on it to see if there's a way, what I can do and how many songs I'm allowed to put on there now. I just sort of walked to stuff it. So I ended up having to run with my phone, which is a pain in the ass, as anyone knows. Bloody big heavy phone in your pocket bouncing around is useless as a runner. So yeah, not impressed, Apple, by that. A little bit very much disappointed. The fact that it took me 2 days to get the friggin' thing updated, and I do updates all the time, and now the Apple Watch is a friggin' nightmare. So that's not good. Hope this is not their way of pushing people out of the Series 3 and making them buy the newer watch, because, well, I'm not going to be. And I made a decision a little while back, and I think we had on the show the new G-Shock, digital G-Shock, and it's got the ability to put music in there and work with iOS and Android. Well, now I've sort of made the decision while I was running around that I'm going to start looking to see if I can get one. I think July, I think they said they should be here in Australia. Chase that up and see whereabouts they're going to be, and if I can get one maybe from somewhere else, because yeah, that's painful. The best thing about having the digital watch, and the only thing I actually use it for, is to listen to music, so I do not have to take a phone. It's sort of like putting the old iPad. Remember the old iPads, the little ones you could strap around, or the little ones, the little tiny ones. They were fantastic just for music. Well, that's really all I want it for. I don't need a watch. It's good that it changes times when I'm in time zones with the phone. That's probably the other best thing about it. But other than that, pictures are ridiculously small. I've got my phone on me 99% of the time I leave the house anyway. The only time I don't have my phone is when I'm running, so I don't need text messages. I don't need health shit or any of that other crap that they sell it on. And it's just sort of, I think I've just fallen out of love with the Apple Watch. It's even the new ones. There's nothing exciting unless they make it rugged like the G-Shock. there's just no reason to buy one. Why would you get a new one? And I've got one that works fine, but I can't put anything on it. Wow. Yeah, that's not a good business case, Apple. Anyway, that's my little gripe today. But yeah, I thought it was a bit strange. I'm not happy. I've got to see how many songs I can fit. I'm going to have to actually individually pick one song. I think I tried to put just my current, one of my albums, which my playlist, like 2018 running one, on which got like 20, 30 songs, and it wouldn't fit. So I'll see what else I can do. I'll try and have a play with it now after I finish with you guys. Chatting to you lovely people today. Hope you're all well. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that down below. If you haven't gone and bought some merch, go buy some merch. There is a couple of t-shirts out of stock. I noticed I was doing some stuff last night with Printful, checking over there. They're changing it up a little bit. So I've currently got to set up for Australia. So if things get out of stock, they'll sort of be picked up by other countries or whatever. So I've now set it up as a worldwide store. So that should help out a little bit for things going out of stock. There are two of the shirts, which is the best one, of course. They would never run out of the crap stuff. These style shirts, there are some sizes, but there's a few sizes. Unfortunately, the bigger sizes, large XL for the gentlemen's, that are out of stock. So just be a bit of a heads up. I am trying to see what I can do. I'm going to do some more work with that this week and try and I went to pick an option, but they don't have any like that, and I really like that style. So hopefully they come back soon, and if not, I'll put a few more options up on the store and the website. So you can check it out on the website, or you can just go into 34 Media at Printful, and you can do it that way. Either way, you're supporting the channel and helping me out. Much appreciated. Now, EVs. I guess it's something I talk about a lot, and I'm pretty passionate about it. I think it's as a diesel mechanic, I sort of know. I've had 40 years in this industry, and I know everything about it. The mining industry, the construction, road construction, it's been my whole life. That's good. It's bad. It's given me the ability. I've always had a job, so I'm very lucky in that regards. But I do foresee down the road that electric stuff's going to take over and all that sort of stuff. Probably not in my lifetime, but maybe in Jack's lifetime. So I can't see it being a career that's going to last forever. But anyway, so I consider myself not an expert, but a person well educated enough to have an opinion on stuff like EVs. And I do believe that they will be a lot of fun. They do have negatives, they have positives. Like every single thing we have in life, there's nothing that is perfect. Nothing. Yeah, nothing. I can't think of anything that's close. Oh, my Dana boots. No, look, New South Wales has come out. Obviously, Victoria had to change their tune a little bit with their EV policies. They're obviously taxing people to drive on the road, but just for a car, made it more expensive to own, even more expensive to own an electric vehicle. Well, New South Wales come out with some getting rid of stamp duty. Now, if you look at the front cover, it's everyone's like, yeah, this is great. All the car companies like, yeah, awesome. But realistically, let's break it down a little bit. I went in and had a look at the article on Wheels. So thank you to Wheels for bringing it up. So that's some really good stuff in there, and it was pretty interesting. Now, they're going to spend $90 million on this campaign to help try and boost EV sales and get people to switch over to EVs. As part of that, stamp duty is going to be waived on a basic level, rebates on electric vehicles, and then $171 million invested in charging in the state of New South Wales. Look, that sounds fantastic and it sounds really good off the cusp. If you delve a little deeper, though, it does get a little bit questionable. And regards to that, look, basically it's $78,000 or less. So a car on the road costs, when you go to register it, if it's below $78,000 or $78,000 and lower, you will not have to pay stamp duty. Now, I went and checked the stamp duty calculator on New South Wales websites, and $78,000 is basically... I didn't check 78. I actually checked it for the Model 3. My apologies. So I checked the Model 3. Now that comes in $82,000 for the long-range version. The standard one is 62,000. So the long range works out at 82,000, and I think that's the one realistically people are going to buy. That 600 odd K range. That's what you want. It's got the quality, it's got the Tesla name, it's got the really good quality in it. It's a good looking car. It's probably the best EV car in the market at the moment for that price. It's not cheap. 82 grand is not a cheap car by no means, and that in essence is the biggest problem. But if you look at this stamp duty equation, so now it's not available. So the Model 3, if you buy the standard, you can get the stamp duty. Now, stamp duty on the 82,000 was about $3,700 or $3,215. That's the stuff all. Like, whoopie-doo, that's not really an incentive. $3,000. Yeah, when you're paying $80,000, that's not even 10%. That's less than 5. That's just below 5% you're going to save. So that's not a massive saving, considering it's just paid 33% in import duties and all those other taxes and stuff that come across. So look, I think that's the biggest problem. That stamp duty is not enough of an incentive. Now, on the back end of that, what they're going to do is start charging in 2027. They're going to start charging road tax for electric vehicles, because obviously they believe that the money that comes out of the fuel excise goes back to them. After it gets through the federal government, it gets split up and comes back. Everyone gets their share, because obviously the fuel money goes to the government, the federal government, not to the New South Wales. So they're not going to directly. They get whatever the federal government gives them back. So now the New South Wales is going to charge their own tax and on the road. So that's 2.5 cents per kilometre. So if you did very minimal, which is 10,000 Ks, that's going to be like low ball. That's going to be $250 a year. So over 10 years, because it's going to take you at least 10 years to pay off an $80,000 car or $70,000 car, say as like a Hyundai or a Kia. Let's have a couple of electric options. We don't have many. There's a Nissan Leaf, which is pretty ugly. The Hyundai and the Kia are ugly as sin and cheap crap, as far as I'm concerned, but they still want 72 grand for a Hyundai and a Kia. I nearly dropped my jaw. At least the Leaf is like 50 grand from Nissan. I would much sooner go to a Nissan than anywhere near a Hyundai or a Kia. So I don't know why they can charge so much for just terrible cars and terrible build quality and everything. I just don't like them. That's my personal opinion anyway. If you do like them, that they are options, but 72 grand, you're still not getting a cheap car by any means. That's just crazy that cars are so expensive now. And obviously because we've got to import it, and when you import it, you've got to pay all the taxes to the government. Now, July the 1st, 2027, that'll come in. So if you did for 10,000 Ks for 10 years, you'd pay $2.5 grand, which is $200 cheaper than what the stamp duty is going to be. So you're not getting out of it. You're just doing a layaway plan for what you were going to pay anyway. So yeah, it's really not an incentive. I guess it's just giving you a $3 grand lay-by plan. Is all the New South Wales realistically is giving you, and that's on a $72,000 car, which is the Hyundai and the Kia, both the same. The Nissan was cheaper, but I didn't worry about going to that because I don't think anyone's going to buy either of those. Realistically, the cars they're going to want are the F-150, the biggest selling vehicle on the planet. Something like 50 or 60,000 cars a month they sell. That's gone EV. That was the big one. I've said that on the channel, that was the one that needed to go, because the amount of sales that is going to turn into, that's going to turn people on. More people get it, more people drive it, more people understand the electric cars. It's going to make the difference. Obviously the Teslas, they're just ridiculously overpriced. The F-150 as a petrol car or a diesel version here, you're looking at least 140,000 Australian to 200 grand for the King Ranch top spec after it's been converted. Luxury car taxes, 33% we pay on everything over, I think, 78 grand. You got to pay another 33% to the government to protect our car industry, which we haven't had one from 3 years. or 4 years now, I think it is. So that is the biggest killer, that luxury car tax. It's gonna, and until they offload that and get rid of that stupid 33%, it's going to be tricky. Now VW has some options. They've got the ID3, 4, and that in other markets and coming. But I read on the article, I also said how VW has to pay an extra tax that the other car companies don't have to, because of some bullshit rule as well. So look, it sounds good, but I don't think it's really going to be awesome. Now, there was also an incentive they are chucking in of $3,000. If you buy that car and it's under that price, you'll get an extra $3,000 basically back, which realistically just covers the stamp duty. So you wouldn't have to pay so it's really, you put a lay-by, you're going to have to pay it off $2,500 over a year, but they're going to give you $3,000 now. So I guess if you put that in the bank and just use that to pay you $250 a year, they'll sort that out. Question being, how are they going to work out your kilometres? That's going to be tricky. Some little 14-year-old's going to work out some little chip and whack it in your car so you do 1 kilometre a year and pay 2.5 cents. Because I'm telling you, these tech kids and the kids coming up and what they can do with technology is a hell of a lot more smarter than those people in Parliament House in Canberra and in New South Wales and Victoria. So how are you going to have to roll into the MVR every year, and they're going to do a speedo reading, and it's compulsory, you have to turn up every year to get your speedo reading? I don't think so. It's all digital, so it can be hacked, it can be changed, it can be manipulated. I think it's a flawed idea on how they're going to do it. As I said, at least with stamp duty, they can get it off you when you buy the car. They're not going to be able to get it off you later. It's a little bit weird. In essence, look, I think it's all fireworks basically. Hey, look at us! Yeah, we're doing something for electric, and like everything we do in Australia in the federal level, we don't do proper things in the environment and all that sort of stuff. I think it's really just to make us feel better about not doing it. It's like putting a recycling bin out and a normal bin out and thinking that recycling is going to get recycled. It doesn't. We all know that. We've seen the videos. We know all about it. It just gets shipped to Thailand, Malaysia, or some other countries so they can pile it up and do whatever they do. So look, what do you do? There's not much you can do. That's part of the life and we've built for ourselves. But yeah, bit disappointing. When I first seen the headline, I went, oh, beauty. Finally, we're going to get something. But yeah. And I think the only realistic way they need to do is get that luxury car tax and take that up to at least 120 to 150,000, because car prices are going through the roof. A normal car on the road now, most people are driving around new cars, are $60 to $70 to $80,000. So you're already hitting the luxury car tax. So it's just ridiculous. So and their Australian dollars crap. It's 70 cents. It's nowhere near where it should be, like 80 to 90, what it should be. So that makes it worse too, because the exchange rate coming over just pushes those cars into the luxury car tax level and your stuff. So yeah, anyway, that's the idea. That's my thoughts on it. It's a little bit weird. Look, good to see them thinking about it, but I think they've really thought about it and then manipulated it to sound good when realistically it's neither there nor here. It's not bad, but it's not good. And it sure as hell ain't going to help people buy nice electric cars. No one's going to buy a crappy, cheap car just so they can have an electric car. I think that's realistically not going to happen. On the positive, now one positive, if you're thinking about electric and there's something you want to do, go check out Electric GT on Instagram. It's a company in America. I believe they're based in America. They make aftermarket like crate electric engines and battery packs. You can basically take your old Hefche Holden, your old Monaro that's in 2030 down the track. It's going to not be able to drive on the road, or they're going to charge you $50 billion to register it, and you won't be able to buy fuel. Look, you'll be able to retrofit your car that you love, that looks nice, because most electric vehicles, let's be honest, they look bloody terrible, and they're not, apart from the F-150 and the Rivian, They're the two electric cars that I would actually purchase. The others look terrible. Even the Teslas, they're not my sort of car. But yeah, electric GT, go check that out. You can retrofit an electric engine, full battery pack, set it up how you want it, put it into your car and go fully electric. And you don't have to pay New South Wales anything. How good's that? No stamp duty, pow. You might even be able to claim the $3,000, and then good luck for them to be able to try and get that kilometre rating off you. Rightio, that's enough EV stuff, but yeah, maybe we'll get there with baby steps in Australia. We don't like doing things fast. Reship, the app, if you shop online, sometimes you know that you just can't get stuff, especially the States. They lock ratings, lock gear in, so certain things like just say Nike, or Nike's pretty good. Actually, you can buy that and ship it everywhere. Some companies but won't let you ship it out of the States to Australia. Now, most of the time you go, oh, whatever, I'll just get something else. No, but if it's a specific thing that you know, if you buy it, you're going to save, or you can't get here, or you're literally going to save $300, $400, $500 on, or save a massive amount of the cost of it compared to what you're going to pay here. Because sometimes the amount of middlemen that come through to get to stuff in Australia, they all take their cut and the price goes through the roof. It is definitely sometimes better just to buy from the States. Even if you've got to put an electric adapter on it, I've found it's definitely cheaper in the States with the amount of consumers they've got. Look, Reships, I've always gone through them. They've worked well for me, and I've never had any issues with them. They do a really good job. They don't cost a lot. It's normally, I think, $5 US a package. The shipping is exy. That is the only problem. It's tricky. They use couriers. They don't just put in the general post. Unfortunately, that would be good because you could probably get a lot cheaper for the shipping rates. But the shipping, as I said, and that's the thing, be careful with the shipping. Make sure you can do a shipping calculator. So if you know your dimensions of the product and your weight of the product that you're buying, put that in the shipping calculator. You can work out what it's going to cost you before you decide to go down this route. But look, they're a great company, have worked really well, and I've got stuff that I couldn't get here. No way, no means, and I've been able to get it, ship it to me, and have it. So it's done a really good job. Well, they've just announced an app for iOS. I got an email today, so that was pretty cool. So now you can control all that. You can watch all your tracking for it. When your items rock up in their warehouses in Canada, England, and the US, you can see when they arrive. You can get notifications on your phone when they arrive. You can look at the photos, because they will take photos of your items when they arrive, so you can see what condition they're in, so you know it's okay and it's the right thing. And then they'll repack it, or repack and reship it and send it straight to you. And it's a nominal monthly charge, or I think it's monthly or annual, I can't remember. And you can upgrade that and do certain things. So definitely go check it out. Now it's an app. It makes it just a lot simpler. But a good little system if you need something that we don't get here, or it is just a ridiculous price and you know you can get it cheaper somewhere else. So go check them out and download that app on the phone. That will probably save you a lot of stress and help you out for that special something. Samsung, FPT, or Front Page Tech, John Prosser. Go check him out. He does a really good job. Very well organised dude, and he gets some great tech tips and review leaks and stuff. He's very switched on and very connected in that regards. He's come out and, well, some new news about Samsung Galaxy Fold 2 and the Flip 2, Fold 3 and the Flip 3 are due for renew, or they're just about to be released. He's saying that possibly August the 3rd, so not far off, another probably 5 weeks, 6 weeks that is. So look, pretty darn close. Something interesting he's saying, and something he's, I guess, a little bit wary of, the amount of product they're making. Samsung's ramped up from his connections and his leaks, so his sources, I mean. He's found out they're doing like 70,000 phones a week, a day or something crazy, which equates to roughly 7 million phones for the year. He thinks that's a little bit weird, because last year with the Flip 2 and Fold 2, they only sold 1 million of those phones. So they've basically hedged a lot of bets, and they're going to have 7 million of these phones. So realistically, what it means, what I think it means, if they've made so many phones, a bargain time. I think that we could see a big price drop from Samsung. That's the way I look at it. If you're going to make more and you need to sell those more, because otherwise you're going to lose all that money for making them, it sort of comes as common sense that you think, well, if everyone doesn't rush out and buy them straight away, then they're going to have to sell them and get them on sale. So that's pretty cool. We could see them drop a couple of $100 off the price to really take it to Apple. You get a flagship phone with all the great stuff on Android platform, but at maybe $400 or $500 cheaper than Apple. That puts a lot of pressure on us iOS users to go, well, Jesus Christ, man, what are you doing, Apple? Why are we paying $2,000 for you and theirs is $1,500 and it does everything yours does? It's going to be interesting. That's a lot of phones. 7 million in 1 year for them. As I said, last year they only apparently sold 1 million, and another 6 times that. That's massive. So look, early August we'll see it. What it's going to do and all that, it's going to be amazing. It's the flagship phones. They're going to be awesome. We know that. But yeah, it's very interesting about that sort of information where they've hedged their bets to go, yeah, we're going to sell it 6 times over this year. So very, very interesting, and it will be something to watch. And that's about it. I'm going to get a little bit more work done, and I've got to chase up that stuff. And yeah, I will see you all again tomorrow in the morning, because I'm night shift tonight. Right on. Okay, doke. If you come this way, that way, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.